One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Check safety, check safety. 59. Recon, 132 fighter. 56. Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Now Stafford. And he'll complete this one to Fulgham. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, that's me. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Here we go, here we go. Stay 50, stay 50. 56, Mike.
Back to throw, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Check 9, check 9. Watch safety creep, watch safety creeping. Safety. Zebra. Check 43. Check. Omaha, ready, move.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
50.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Wilson. This complete to Lockett. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Who's the team?
Wilson now to throw on third down. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it second and short.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Check 50.
To throw is Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I'm coming for you,
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Mike 51. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Patrick Owasor able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's third and long here.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So they decline it, as that will bring up fourth.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it fourth down.
Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey. 54 miles. Get that quarterback.
Out of the gun, Stafford. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
10. Check. Hey, Delta. Check.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Fourth down, so Trevor Daniel on to punt. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. On fourth down, Trevor Daniel on to punt. Taken from just outside the 30. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 30, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Left side complete to Lockett. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. So they move from 136 over to the other as they come up on first down.
Bang, 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 bang. Watch the safety creep. Kill.
Now it's Carson. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throwing on second down. Wilson eluding the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And now it's third down. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it. You do go through it. And in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Alert.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Watch the shit. Check 26. Kill.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Double time. Alert. 3 down. 53. Ready. Check the backer. Check nickel. Drill right, 22.
Now Stafford. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
32. Hey, Charlie!
From the gun, Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougald. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Trey Flowers. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Damon Harrison providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Check 56. Drop deep, check 24, check 20.
They'll run it with Johnson. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Stafford. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board?
And that'll hit and go out of bounds, so they'll start just outside their own 40-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now second and 13.
Let's go double count right here. Double.
Here's Wilson to throw. And this is complete to Moore on the comebacker. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 16 yards, a first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Wilson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
I'm coming after you.
Throwing is Wilson. And it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. They'll toss it to Penny. Rashawn Melvin in on the stop. The Seahawks on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports Halftime Report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Get ready.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now it's Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
14.
On first down. Carson. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They go play action with Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. This is Carson. And an alley to run. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
That's it, baby.
The 33-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Drill right, 22. Check. Lucky. Check. Check out. White.
Again, it's Johnson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
No gain on the play.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Taken in at the 22. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
31-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Devon Kennard. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back.
Yeah.
He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position, a touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead.
Normally when you have 0 on your side of the ledger on the scoreboard, you're a little bit discouraged. But when they look over and see their opponents, they don't see a number that's way out there. They don't see a number they can't attain. In fact, they can get it right here on this drive and potentially take the lead.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Smooth. 56 is the mic. Watch the pass. Easy, easy. 56. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Stafford. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort.
Set, 280, 10, 10. 25, check 25, check 25. 32.
They'll run on first down. Vance. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Middle, middle, middle. 56 to Mike.
They'll keep it on the ground. Vance. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line.
Third down.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
22. He's cracked. Monday. Hey, Wahoo.
From the gun, Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Now a first down throw, Stafford. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So after the loss of down, they'll come up here with a 2nd and goal.
Hey, Orbit. 54. Mike. Hey. Hey, watch his flat. Watch his flat. 32. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Hey, Steve 6. Get on.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. This will be caught inside the 10. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a 1-score game.
Hey, give me a radar. 56 Mike. 56. Hey. Check. Mike's 56. Bravo. Mike's 56. There's a party.
From the gun, Stafford. This complete to Jones. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down.
Middle. Right there, 54, right there. 54, Mike. Easy. Hey, check Mike 54. Mike 54. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, 22.
And that'll set them back 5. And maybe a final chance to get on the scoreboard here. This is 4th and goal.
5. Right there, 56. Hey. 56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check, 56. Here we go. 56 to Mike.
They snap it to Stafford. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
Friday. Let's go double count right here, double count.
Now Wilson. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
380.
Not today. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On first down, Carson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
And, Charles, if you're the coach of the losing team, even though you made it to the playoffs and there's part of that feels good, what do you say to your guys after?
I think you probably tell them how proud you are of them to make the effort to get to this game and then point them towards the future. If we're good enough to get here, all we've got to do is work harder, be better, and we can be good enough to go farther next season. How many times have we seen a team lose in the playoffs, and that girds them for a championship run in the future?
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.